Princess Peach Showtime is a game that aims to expand Nintendo's demographics, capitalize on the popularity of the Mario movie and universe, and serve as a great entry point for anyone new to video games. But what about the veteran gamers? Is this game for us? Is there enough challenge and depth for us to enjoy the game and to be able to justify the $60 price tag? All of that and more will be discussed today in my review of Princess Peach Showtime. Princess Peach Showtime is an action-adventure game developed by Goodfeel for the Nintendo Switch, who also developed Yoshi's Crafted World. The story has Peach embarking on a series of stage plays and performances to rescue the Sparkle Theater from its captors with the assistance of the theater's guardian Stella. Diving into the gameplay, the game has a stage play themed setting. It takes place in a venue called Sparkle Theater, which a toad invited Peach to. Once they arrive, a witch called Grape takes over the theater. Peach and the theater's guardian Stella team up to take back the theater by battling Grape's minions, the Sour Bunch. Stella can turn into a long ribbon that Peach can use to interact with onstage elements, such as props and characters. When she stands on a particular spot on the stage, Peach is capable of transforming into various costume-like forms that match the current play's settings, such as Sword Fighter Peach, Detective Peach, Patisserie Peach, Kung Fu Peach, Ninja Peach, Cowgirl Peach, Figure Skater Peach, Dashing Thief Peach, Mermaid Peach, and Mighty Peach. Every form has her own gameplay style, such as Sword Fighter Peach using a rapier or Kung Fu Peach doing martial art moves. I thought the stages ranged from good to mediocre to I can't wait for this stage to be over. The entire game felt like a collection of mini games made into one big game, and some of the mini games were reminiscent of previous Mario games. For example, the Mighty Peach stage reminds me of the submarine stage here from Super Mario Land on the Game Boy. The first stage was pretty fun, but the latter stages felt quite repetitive. The Detective Peach stages felt like a chore to play. Overall, I'd say a few of the Peach stages were pretty fun, but most of them I didn't really enjoy. It just felt like a hollow experience. Like, even the NPC and enemy design felt uninspired to me. To give you a comparison, the NPC and enemy design reminds me of the Piantas from Super Mario Sunshine. Now, is this a big deal? No, it's really not a big deal, and it doesn't affect the gameplay, but I just didn't care at all about the characters, and for some of you, that might be a big deal. Talking now about the graphics and performance, and I will say the game runs at a solid 30 frames per second. Obviously, it's not ideal, and some gamers may not even play the game because it runs at 30 frames per second, but the frame rate itself didn't hinder my experience. As far as the graphics go, the game is extremely colorful and uses a nice art style, reminiscent of some of those previous games that Goodfeel has worked on, and it also gives some Paper Mario vibes with the storybook cutout, except it's more of a theater vibe with props. Regarding the game's soundtrack, as I write the review today, I can't recall any of the music from the game. Now that's not to say it's bad, it just wasn't memorable. I would say that the song selection fits the theme of each stage nicely. For example, the Cowgirl Peach stages have a Western vibe that fits well. So who exactly is this game for? After completing the game, I think it's great for people new to video games, and I think it's really good for younger kids. Now, if one of my friends asked me if I think it's worth their time and money to pick up Princess Peach Showtime, I would tell them absolutely not, and to go watch my review, and that I only finished this game so I could give an honest beginning to end review of the game, not because I particularly enjoyed the game. Switching over now to the game's overall content, and I'd say that if you enjoyed the base game story, then there is some post-game content you'll be able to access with some unlockables if you are really into the game. Each stage has its own collectibles in the form of sparkle gems and ribbons. Throughout all 40 levels, there's 235 sparkle gems and 30 ribbons for you to find. You'll be able to find sparkle gems and ribbons as you progress through the levels. If I were to compare the collectibles to other games in the Mario universe, I would say it's very similar to finding the Yoshi coins in Super Mario World, or like the red coins in Super Mario 64. Now, if you're wondering how long the game is, according to howlongtobeat.com, the main story takes around 7.5 hours to complete, and if you want to 100% the game, you're looking at around 18.5 hours. Now, when it comes to the game's difficulty, many gamers want to know if it was going to be easy. I would say that for experienced gamers, it is a very easy game, and it was designed to be easy because, as I mentioned earlier in the review, the game is best for the younger crowd and people that are new to gaming. Difficulty is pretty much on par with the mainline Yoshi games, where the gameplay itself is very simple, and the only thing that might be considered difficult is finding every last one of the collectibles. Talking now about the emotion and charm of the game, and I will say that it has that Nintendo feel and vibe to it, and it is cool to see Princess Peach have her second ever mainline title, and I do think the younger gamers will connect with this game. Developer Good Feel stays true to their name because they have a good feel for how Nintendo games are supposed to feel, especially considering they've been working on Nintendo IP since 2008. Okay, let me talk to you guys about the fun factor from an adult, veteran gamer perspective. There's 5 floors in the theater, and each floor has 4 main stages. After the first floor and seeing the second, I found myself wondering how many floors this game had before I could actually roll the credits. I was actually looking forward to the game ending because I was over it, but as a game reviewer, I know I needed to complete the game so I could deliver an honest review to you guys. Now, all that's not to say it's a bad game, I just don't see adult gamers getting a lot out of this game. It's now time to deliver my final thoughts to you. I think Princess Peach Showtime will deliver on Nintendo's aim of expanding the Nintendo brand demographic while serving as a great entry point for younger kids who are experiencing a Nintendo system for the first time. And I think that's great for Nintendo and developer Goodfeel. To me, they were successful in their endeavors, and I bet this will be one of Nintendo's best-selling games for 2024. With that said, I highly recommend the game for exactly the demographic Nintendo created this game for. But I do not recommend this game for veteran gamers or even hardcore Nintendo fans like myself. I'd say if you really want to experience it, try the demo and maybe watch someone play the game live on Twitch or YouTube before you consider dropping $60 or just wait to buy this game a few years down the line when it drops in price. Let me know if you agree or disagree with my review in the comments section below, or if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments section, and I'll be sure to answer them for you guys. As always, thank you for tuning in, and remember, you're never too old to play video games.